All right, our ball clubs, as they stand right now, is going to be between, of course, the Cluckers and the Whistlers. For the away squad, the Idaho Cluckers, we're going to be having Dante Robinson back at shortstop with Paul Wiesen at second base. Vladimir Guerrero is going to be in right field with Danny Smith at the first base position. Crash Davis is going to be their catcher. JC Switchman is going to be their DH with Maya Woodruff is going to be their third baseman batting seventh. Vic Souffle will be eighth in the lineup playing in left field with Lewis Clark, of course, being in the center field position batting ninth. Couple of cold streaks, unfortunately, here for the Cluckers. They've had a rough start to the season. They just won their second and third baseball game of the year, I believe, so they are behind, but they have won two of their last three, and if they beat the Whistlers here, this would actually be a great way to get the rest of the season underway. So it'd be a good way to kind of at least get closer to 500 before you hit the 25% mark for the season, because after today's baseball game, we are a quarter of the way through the regular season. So you got to start making your moves pretty soon here. On the mound for the Cluckers is, of course, going to be Tim Gross. It has not been a good season for Tim Gross so far. He has a 4.54 ERA, but the whip is pretty good at 1.03 or 1.07. It's just not Randy Johnson levels, unfortunately, so we'll have to see about that down the road. But the Ks are there. The walks are a little bit higher than he'd like them to be, and it just seems like he's gotten unlucky. In fact, the Cluckers just seem like they've gotten unlucky all season so far. So we'll see if they can bounce back tonight here against the home squad, which is, of course, the Whistlers. The Whistlers will be sporting their regular routine lineups, which is Robin Yount at shortstop, Evan Longoria at third base, Ted Williams will be in left field with Larry Walker over in right field. Butts Carlton is going to be at first base with Lisa Crockett in center field. Lorelei Ike is going to be their DH with Jose O'Reilly at catcher and Randy Fastrack at second base. I think this is technically our third game watching the Whistlers, so we're used to the Whistlers. We've watched both of their starting pitchers, I believe. Actually, no, I don't think we have watched Randy Johnson. Hold on. We watched the Whistlers against the, yes, the Whistlers are team historic players. They're also team mustache. Randy Johnson, Robin Yount, a little bit of Evan Longoria, a little bit of Larry Walker, all with the sporting of historically accurate mustaches over there, basically. So that was their whole entire draft strategy. Get a bunch of historical players, get a whole bunch of mustaches, and just see how good the team could do. And they're 9-1. So the Whistlers, they know what they're doing, basically. They're 9-1. And of course, on the mound for the Whistlers, Randy Johnson. Randy Johnson has been probably the second best pitcher in the BYP outside of Benjamin Abendut, basically. And I just realized that I probably do not have the Cluckers uniform set up for their away squad. Hold on one second. Let's double check and make sure that those are actually set up correctly. They are not, so let me go ahead. And the Cluckers are having a bad season because nothing seems to be working. It's a tale of two cities, basically. The Cluckers are the unlucky ones, and the Whistlers are all lucky right now. So it's just unfortunate that the teams have gone the way they've gone, because otherwise you could have a really decent offense here for the Cluckers, and if the pitching, if Tim Gross was as good as Randy Johnson, they probably would be in a better spot as well. So it's just how it goes sometimes. It's the gamble you take when you draft certain players, especially when it comes to people like Danny Smith. The one gamble that has worked out for the Cluckers, he leads the league in home runs, 0.8 WAR. He's got a 375 batting average. It's looking really good for him, but you just have to be careful with certain players, and sometimes you just have to get kind of lucky, unfortunately, because there's no other way of being able to do it. All right, folks, it's time for a baseball game. Let's jump into our first and only game of the day between the Cluckers and the Whistlers. Again, welcome back to BYP field number 7, as I go ahead and be able to get myself on over here to my regular position behind the Cluckers lineup, basically. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see exactly how these two teams do in this matchup, because it can all come down to the pitching staff, but it could also come down to the hitting of both ball clubs. Both of these teams can have good days. It has been tougher for the Cluckers than the Whistlers, who have had, again, tale of two cities. One team has been super lucky, the other team has been super unlucky. So we'll see how it goes. I'll blame my poor season on the catcher calling a bad game. Yes, that's true. You can always kind of just say, hey, it's just because Crash Davis doesn't have the best framing job in the world, so you haven't gotten help, is basically the answer. But let's go ahead and get started, shall we, folks? Top of the first we go, and Randy Johnson is on the mound. Not a very good hold, but a good catcher arm behind the plate for Jose O'Reilly. So we'll see if the Cluckers can get people on base, such as Dante Robinson, and be able to do something here. Dante Robinson, of course, speaking of which, is the first batter here in the top of the first against Randy Johnson here to lead us off. And we're going to have a 2-2 pitch as we again welcome you to BYP Field number 7. Number 7 of the sports complex we use for the BYP games that all happen across the league. We'll be doing the real-time simulation after this ball game right here. And with that, let's see what happens. A 2-2 offering from Randy Johnson to Dante Robinson. Ground ball to shortstop. Young picks it up, fires across the diamond, and that's going to be the first out of the inning as Dante is retired. Dante Robinson goes back to the dugout, and Paul Weisen's going to be the next batter up now. He's batting .237 on the season. It's been interesting. He's had some good and bad moments here so far for the regular season. He's gotten a little bit better as of lately. And he'll be having a 2-2 pitch on the way from Randy Johnson. Swings and misses, strike 3. Randy goes to the changeup of all pitches and is able to get the swing and miss. I love the height differential between the first baseman, the pitcher, and the second baseman. That's amazing. Buzz Carlton, Randy Johnson, and Randy Fast Track all have very different heights. Vladimir Guerrero is going to be the next batter now at this point. He is batting only .205 on the regular season. This is one of the batters the Cluckers are hoping will start to catch on fire once again. He's been cold all season so far. 1-2 pitch on the way from Randy Johnson. And that's swung on and missed. Randy gets the battle here and gets the victory in the top of the first. 1-2-3 go the Cluckers, and we will go to the bottom of the inning. Not too bad for Randy Johnson there to start us off in the ball game. Tim Gross will like to do the same thing here in the bottom of the first. He'll have Robin Yount, Longoria, and Ted Williams to place off against here. None of them are having like excellent seasons in the home run tally, but the RBIs are coming everywhere here for the Whistlers. They have been very good across their entire lineup, as shown by the 4 hot batters, basically. So it's going to be an undertaking here for Tim Gross. He needs to show up and show up big. 0-2 pitch on the way from Tim Gross to Robin Yount. He'll be the first batter here at this point. And that one's popped up to right field. On comes the right fielder, there to make the grab. And that will be the first out of the bottom of the first. Scarlett Johansson is only 5'3". I found that surprising, just speaking about heights. Oh, she's real small. Yeah, she's real small. If you consider 5'3" real small. I mean, I'm like 5'6", so I consider myself small. So when I say something's real small, it's small. You are small. Like a minion? No, not quite. Evan Longoria is going to be the next batter here at this point. One down in the bottom of the first, and a 2-2 pitch on the way from Tim Gross. That's going to be swung on and missed on a knuckleball. Good pitch right there from Tim Gross. 2 up, 2 down for the Cluckers here against the Whistlers at the bottom of the first. Sorry, my voice is kind of starting to go out too, so we'll try to go as fast as possible before it go ahead and just cracks. Ted Williams up against Tim Gross. He's batting .368 on the regular season. He's starting to get on fire, unfortunately. This is not a good showing for other teams in the league. If Ted Williams is on fire and everyone else around him is on fire, that's not a good sign. I mean, being on fire is not good in general. Okay, if you're on fire, stop, drop, and roll. But you know what I mean. Ted Williams, 3-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be up and in ball 4, and Tim Gross will commit his first walk of the ball game. Splinter started slow and has been great lately, exactly. Larry Walker is going to be the next batter here in the bottom of the first, runner on first base. That's the hopefully undamaging or not a bad sign walk against Ted Williams. He is a great walker, so no worries there. Speaking of Walker, it is going to be, of course, Larry Walker. Number 4 hitter in the Whistlers lineup. Runner on first base, 2 down. And the 0-1 offering is going to be in there. And I think they're going to try to steal Ted Williams, and it's going to be a safe call on the strike taken for Larry Walker. So Tim Gross wins the situation on the pitch, but unfortunately they are caught napping, and Ted Williams is just going to take a free bag off of the pitcher, basically, as Tim Gross is a little more concerned about Larry Walker than the runner at second base now at this point. Interesting. Larry Walker, runner on second now in an 0-2 pitch. Make that a 1-2 pitch. And here it comes. Popped out to left field. On comes left fielder. There to make the grab is Souffle. And while it isn't exactly as nice as Randy Johnson's 1-2-3 inning, the Cluckers are able to get to the bottom of the first with a runner left on second. The walk is stranded. The Whistlers get nothing and will go to the top of the second. Top of the second we go. Danny Smith has got Randy Johnson. A lefty on lefty matchup, not in favor of Danny Smith, although he does not have the split difference, but Randy does, and he loves lefties. 2-2 pitch on the way to Danny Smith. Home run leader at 8. And he tried to check his swing, but they say he went around. Strike 3 as Randy Johnson gets his 3rd strikeout of the game so far. The Splendid Splinter is one of the more odd nicknames out there. I agree. Yeah, it's a little bit of a weirder nickname. Randy Johnson now has Crash Davis up to the plate. And a 1-0 offering on the way from Randy Johnson. Davis smacks it up the middle to the shortstop, past the shortstop and inner center field. First hit of the ball game will go to the Cluckers. They get their first runner. He'll be at first base. Randy Johnson, not a great hold, similar to Tim Gross, where you can get a stolen base off of Randy Johnson if you play your cards right here. JC Switchman is going to be the next batter up against Randy Johnson. And Crash Davis. 1-2 pitch on the way. That's the quick pitch from Randy Johnson, and strike 3 is the call. 4 strikeouts for Randy Johnson in the ball game now. 2,292 MLB games, and Williams stole exactly 24 bases, being caught 17 times. I would like Roland McPoley to go by the nickname of Wonderful Wedgie from now on. I mean, I can change it that way if you want me to. Juxon, I absolutely can do that. Maya Woodruff is going to be the next batter, 2 down here in the top of the second inning. Crash Davis still over at first base, and the 1-0 pitch smacked to the second baseman who picks it up. That'll be Fast Track who fires it over to first base, and that will mean that the hit is going to be left at first base. The Whistlers are able to get through the top of the second. Scoreless we go, and it's back on the mound for Tim Gross. Not too bad for both ball teams so far. Both have stranded a runner. And we'll start with Butts Carlton here in the bottom of the second. Tim Gross, 2-2 pitch on the way, as my voice continues to have some problems here. Smacked out to left, and that's going to fall in for an extra base hit. To the wall it goes. Butts Carlton heads for second base. Here comes the throw into the cutoff person, and sliding into second is Butts Carlton, and it will be a double. Leadoff double for the Whistlers. Hats off for Gross. Yes, I don't know why that still keeps happening, but Tim Gross has decided to go without his baseball cap for the rest of the ball game. I don't know if something happened to it or if he just got too much sweat on it and they just had to have him take it off or something. But he is officially hatsless for the rest of the ball game potentially. Lisa Crockett up to bat next. Runner on second now. Nobody out. And a 1-0 pitch on the way from Tim Gross. Ground ball to the second baseman, past the diving second baseman, and out to right field it goes. Here comes Vlad's throw home. They're going to hold the runner at third base. All right, Lorelei, a.k.a. runner on first and third. Lisa Crockett's probably going to steal here, unfortunately. Knowing the Whistlers, this is probably a stolen base opportunity for Lisa Crockett. They were able to get the single, but again, the arm of Vladimir Guerrero kept the runner at third base, so we'll have first and third, nobody out. Tim Gross's 0-2 pitch is hit out center field. Center fielder there to make the grab. Here comes the play at the plate. Here comes the throw. It'll be cut off, and it'll be a sacrifice fly as Souffle just does not have the arm to be able to do anything about that. Only a 60 arm in center field, and he had a range to his right to make the play. So it will be a sac fly for the Whistlers. They'll take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. Next up to bat is the catcher, and here comes the play at second base. Here comes the throw down. It's not in time, and Crockett is going to steal her 4th bag of the season. Jose O'Reilly is that catcher, by the way, batting. Runner now on second base and 1 out in the inning. Crockett over at second base, dancing a little bit. Full count pitch is called strike 3. Well done by Tim Gross to get the strikeout. Nice pitch right there, right on the black, and that's what you got to see from Tim Gross. You need more of that. Yes, please. And that will be the second out of the inning here in the bottom of the second. Randy Fast Track. And then the top of the order, unfortunately, so you got to get Randy out here. Randy Fast Track's going to have the first pitch on the way. Ground ball to the shortstop, who picks it up, fires it across the diamond, and that will retire the side. Well done. Tim Gross only has the sac fly. That's all it'll count for. They'll leave a runner on second base. The Cluckers give up a run on the 2 hits in the inning, and the Whistlers have a 1-0 lead. 1-0 lead for the Whistlers as we enter the top of the third. We'll have Vic Souffle and Lewis Clark, the number 8 and 9 batters, to lead us off here in the top of the third. Randy Johnson up to 30 pitches on the ball game. And a 1-1 pitch on the way to Vic Souffle. And he hits it high to right field, but Larry Walker is there. He'll make the grab. It was a little bit deep. Yeah, Souffle might have had a chance to be able to get an extra base hit there, but Larry Walker in a good defense in right field, able to track it down and record the out. Lewis Clark is going to be the next batter here. 1 down and an 0-2 pitch on the way. And just no competition right there. 92-mile-an-hour slider from Randy Johnson. That's going to be strikeout number 5, I believe, of the ball game. And Randy Johnson has got 2 quick outs here in the top of the third. 36 pitches now, and he's got the top of the order, Dante Robinson, in the top of the third here. 2 down. And a 1-2 pitch on the way from Randy Johnson. Is swung on and missed. Strike 3. It gets away from the catcher. Here comes the throw to first base, and they will get the strikeout recorded. Yes, I need some water. They do get the 3-up, 3-down inning. Couple of strikeouts to Randy's name. That's going to be 6 now on the evening for him. And we'll go to the bottom of the third. Score is still 1-0, and score favoring the Whistlers. I've got water here. I've got water here. So I've got plenty of water. Oh, yeah. All right, top of the order here in the bottom of the third. The Whistlers are going to have another chance here to be able to do that. Batter simply disappeared when the throw went past him. The batter simply disappeared. Yes, I don't understand how... Sometimes the animations of OOTP are a mystery to even the best of us. All right, Tim Gross is going to have the top of the order once again here in the bottom of the third for the second time around now. Robin Yount is going to be the first batter here. And a 1-1 offering from Tim Gross is going to be popped up into foul territory. First baseman actually back into fair territory is going to make the grab. Quick out there for Tim Gross. He's up to 39 pitches. He's got plenty of stamina, though, so he should be able to compete long into this ball game. Evan Longoria batting .308 on the regular season, and he's going to have a first pitch on the way. Pops it out center field. On comes the center fielder. There to make the play is Souffle. No, I'm sorry. Clark is there to make the play. Souffle is the other team's, I believe. Yeah. Souffle is the one out in left field. Lewis Clark is the center fielder for the Cluckers. So a quick 2 outs here for Tim Gross, and he has to square off against Ted Williams once again, who had a walk back in the bottom of the first. Let's see what he can do here against Tim Gross in the bottom of the third. 1-2 pitch on the way. Hit high, hit deep, and gone. Ted Williams gets the moonshot. 458 feet for Ted Williams. He got all of that knuckleball. Whistlers are now up 2-0 on Williams's 5th homer of the regular season? Question mark? No, 4th home run of the regular season. So Tim Gross plays with fire a little bit too much there at the knuckleball, and it goes right over the middle of the plate, and Ted Williams knew exactly what to do with that pitch right there. Larry Walker is going to be the next batter here in the bottom of the third. It's now 2-0 Whistlers. They're starting to tack on the runs. Yep, and the Whistlers have taken an insurmountable 2-0 lead against the Cluckers. We'll see if that pulls through, Tim Gross. It is Randy Johnson. He does not need many run supports to be able to do stuff. Every time I see Alex online, I become a Whistler. Grief. Larry Walker's going to have a full count pitch from Tim Gross, and that's going to be a strikeout, another ball. That time, it worked. Larry Walker gets retired, but not before the Whistlers get a run on the solo homer of Ted Williams, and we'll head to the top of the fourth. All right. Top of the fourth we go. We'll probably go through the 4th inning, and then we'll take another break so I can go make sure that Finley is down for bed. Randy Johnson, 40 pitches as we go to the top of the 4th. Paul Wiesen is going to be the first batter here in the top of the inning. And a 2-2 pitch on the way.
Strike 3.
And that's going to be swung on and missed. Strike 3. Randy Johnson has it working tonight. That is strikeout number, what is this now, 6? No, 7. Number 7. I bet Cluckers, but then Alex negated the first bet, so I switched. Kaz Cappy is a little bit happier about that. Up to bat next is Vladimir Guerrero, senior, by the way. Randy Johnson's got a 2-2 pitch on the way. This is popped up in foul territory. Third baseman Longoria's got it, makes the grab, and that's the second out of the inning. Danny Smith up to bat next. The Cluckers just cannot seem to figure out how to get anything hard hit off of Randy Johnson. He's working his way through the 4th inning here, and he's got 7 strikeouts to his name. Danny Smith, first pitch on the way from the big unit. Grounded to first base. 1 pitch there, and Danny Smith is retired. 1, 2, 3, go the Cluckers. That is not a good sign for Cluckers fans. They're going to have to hope and pray they can get Randy Johnson out of this ball game really fast. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 2-0 home squad. Tim Gross has thrown 51 pitches, and he's managed to get through 3 innings. He's not on pace for a quality start, but if he can buckle back down and get a couple good innings here, he might be able to get through the 5th innings and maybe only have given up 2 runs, and that would be acceptable against the Whistlers. Butts Carlton is the first batter here in the bottom of the 4th. And a first pitch on the way to Butts Carlton. Is grounded to the pitcher's mound. Tim Gross picks it up, fires across the first. And I don't think the throw was good. No, it was not. The throw is not good. The first baseman, Danny Smith, had to basically just knock it down. Carlton is able to get to the bag in time. And it will be, I believe, an error on Tim Gross. And a runner is now on first. So that's not the start you wanted for the bottom of the 4th. You're looking for the ground out double play now at this point. Lisa Crockett, 1-1 pitch. Grounded to second, to short, back to first. No, they're going to have to hold it, unfortunately. It wasn't quite hit hard enough to second baseman, and Wiseman was only able to shuffle it over to the shortstop, and they were able to get the 1 out. Yes, if Gross had a hat, the throw would have been good, but he was off balance because the hat was not there. Yes. All right, we got a runner on first base. Crockett could steal here. Lorelei Ike, runner on first base, 1 down. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. There goes the runner. Here comes the throw down, and throw is going to be late. And Lisa Crockett collects her 5th stolen base of the regular season. It is just inevitable, unfortunately. Runner on second, 1 down. And Lorelei Ike is going to have a 2-1 pitch from Tim Gross. Smacked out to left field. That one was hit well. It'll go to the wall. It's going to be an extra base hit for Ike, and it'll be an RBI double. That's not what Tim Gross wanted. That's going to be an RBI double. Whistlers take a 3-0 lead, and we'll keep the inning alive. Jose O'Reilly is going to have a runner on second base and 1 down now. The Whistlers just know how to keep applying pressure every single inning. Jose O'Reilly, 1-2 pitch on the way. That's going to be called strike 3. Tim Gross comes back with the strikeout. He could have liked to have had that against the Lorelei, but unfortunately we'll only get it here. That'll leave it up to Randy Fast Track once again. It seems like we keep hitting the bottom of the lineup with 2 down, and Randy Fast Track, runner on second base, and a 2-0 pitch on the way from Tim Gross. Rounded to third base, picks it up, fires across the diamond, and that will be the side retired. Not before, I believe, 2 hits. No, sorry, an error in a hit gives the Whistlers a run. They now lead 3-0 as we go to the top of the 5th. So it's been all Whistlers so far. Pitching is keeping the Cluckers at bay, and some little problems here and there for the Cluckers on their defense and pitching has caused for 3 runs to score. And the Whistlers are looking like they're in full control here in the top of the 5th. Randy Johnson. Top of the 5th we go. 51 pitches for the big unit. He has 7 strikeouts on the ball game. And a 1-2 offering to Crash Davis, the leadoff batter, and he will go down swinging. Number 8 on the season for Randy Johnson. Sorry, not for the season, for the game for Randy Johnson. And we will continue on with the next batter, which is going to be J.C. Swishman. J.C. is over 1 in the ballgame. I believe he has a strikeout to his name, and a 3-1 pitch on the way. He smacks it up the middle, straight to the shortstop, though, who picks it up, fires across the diamond, and Randy Johnson has the 2nd out of the inning. That one was well hit, though. You'll take that. You'll take the contact. 5 pitches to get a ground out, and you'll take that as well. The Big Eunuch is such a weird nickname for Randy Johnson. Yes, that would be a weird nickname. The Big Unit is much more expected for a nickname, I believe. Maya Woodruff is going to be the final hopes here for the Cluckers in the top of the 5th, and a 1-0 pitch on the way to Woodruff. Grounded out to the second baseman, fast track the first time up. Flies it out to center. On comes center fielder. Making the play is Lisa Crockett. So that retires the top of the 5th. The Cluckers are sent down 3 up, 3 down. And we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Tim Gross back out on the mound for the Cluckers. Well, it's going, I think, about as expected at this point. The Whistlers' pitching staff is just too much of Randy Johnson. The offense is just a little bit too much for Tim Gross, and he's been the first one to crack, giving up 3 runs. He's had the homer, he's given up an RBI double, and because of the error, they had another run scored there as well. So I believe it's only 2 earned runs. Only 2 earned runs at this point, but it's still just not enough against the Whistlers. They just are too hot right now. Top of the order here in the bottom of the 5th. Robin Younts, the first batter here against Tim Gross. 2-2 pitch on the way.
Strike
and
3.
That's swung on and missed. Big curveball from Tim Gross. He'll get Younts swinging. Good strikeout to start off the bottom of the 5th. Tim Gross now has 5 Ks on the ball game, and Evan Longoria is the next batter. 0 for 2 in the ball game so far, and a 1-2 pitch on the way to Evan Longoria. And that's going to be called strike 3. Longoria is not having a good day. Tim Gross gets strikeout number 6. He's got back-to-back Ks here in the bottom of the 6th. And once again, we have the whole entire situation where it is Ted Williams. He has had Tim Gross's number, the walk and the homer, to start off the 2 times he's played against Tim Gross. Let's see what happens here in matchup number 3. Ted Williams against Tim Gross here in the bottom of the 5th. Yount has 65 power, Longoria 73. They have a lot of homers for average power. Yeah, they've been lucky. They've been really lucky with the homers. And the Whistlers have a 9-1 record because of that. That's basically the only answer we can have, is that the Whistlers have gotten all of the luck, all the favor has been putting on to their team right now. And they've been scattering amongst Lisa Crockett, Larry Walker, Ted Williams, Evan Longoria, and Robin Yount. Like, they just have been doing a great job, and they've just been super lucky right now. So, Ted Williams, 3-0 pitch on the way, and it looks like Tim Gross might be kind of doing the playing a little bit of a pitch around for this at bat right about here. And that's going to be a 4th pitch walk against Ted Williams, which is probably the right call. Larry Walker up to bat next. Runner on first base now, 2 down. Tim Gross badly needs a change of scenery, getting 0 help. And it's amazing, Tim Gross, that the last 2 wins for the Cluckers have been with their number 2 starting pitcher, not Tim Gross. So they're supporting the number 2 starting pitcher, but not Tim Gross. So take with that what you will. Larry Walker, 0-2 pitch. Grounds it to the first baseman, who boots it. Oh, you got to be able to do a better job on the defense than that, guys. Cluckers commit their 2nd error. Yes, the bets got redone. I'm so sorry. We did end up having to redo them because I wanted to be able to give a chance for more people who had come in last second to get their bets in. So that was redone. I am sorry. So unfortunately, Danny Smith commits an error here in the bottom of the 5th, and that'll leave runners on first and second for Butts Carlton. Let's see if the Cluckers can get out of the jam now officially. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Tim Gross emphatically strikes out the side. Technically here in the bottom of the 5th, they have a walk and an error, leaving on 2. And we'll go to the top of the 6th. It is still going to be a 3-0 ball game in favor of the home squad. I had put 2K on the Whistlers. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did try to announce it in the channel, but I'm afraid you might have left when I did that announcement, so my apologies. Let's see. Tim Gross and Kaz Cappy can be traded for each other so they can be more happy about their disappointing teams. Cluckers hitters get to face the second starting pitcher when their second starting pitcher is going. I know. There's always that sense of like, okay, it makes sense. When you have your number 1 pitcher up, you're going up against a number 1 pitcher. So it's much harder to support your number 1 pitcher when you're going up against people like Randy Johnson. However, There is always the sense of storylines in the BYP, and when a team refutely or, emphatically decides it is not going to ever support their number one starting pitcher, you do have to start asking questions, okay? You do have to start asking some questions. Randy Johnson is up to 62 pitches here in the top of the sixth. He's going to have Vic Souffle, Lewis Clark, and Dante Robinson for the top of the sixth. And an 0-1 pitch on the way to Souffle. Ground ball to Yount. Weakly hit. Yount picks it up, fires across the diamond, and that'll be 2 pitches and an out here in the top of the sixth. Randy Johnson's got 8 strikeouts. Lewis Clark up to bat next, over 1 in the ball game. And a 1-2 pitch on the way from Randy.
Strike 3.
Swung on and missed. Clark is retired. In real life, Kevin Brown would destroy the clubhouse when the Rangers misplayed any of his ground balls or didn't get a big hit for him. Yeah, Kevin Brown did have a little bit of a temper. Dante Robinson is the final hope here for the Cluckers in the 6th inning. They've got nobody on two-town, and Randy Johnson, 9 strikeouts now in the ball game. 70 pitches for the big unit as he tries to get through the top of the 6th. And a 1-2 pitch to Dante. Ground ball to the third baseman, slowly hit, but Longoria charges hard, makes the throw. 1, 2, 3 go the Cluckers, and we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Oof. The Cluckers just cannot get any kind of momentum going against Randy Johnson, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Tim Gross back on the mound, 86 pitches for Tim Gross so far. It's just been all Randy at this point. It's just been all Randy. We are back and ready to go between the Cluckers and the Whistlers. We have put the little Ninley down for bed for the night. And we are good to go. All right. Bottom of the 6th we go. Now, there is still a fighting chance here for the Cluckers, okay? Having walked away and come back, there is still a fighting chance. You just have to be able to couple a couple of good hits against Randy Johnson. Your next inning is probably going to be your best opportunity to be able to do that. However, you haven't tired him. That shows the new player page. New player page. New player page. Are you looking to submit a new player, Brent? Is that what you're looking to do? Are you looking to put down a new character for the next upcoming season? Regardless, bottom of the 6th we go. I still think the Cluckers can still make a game of this. Leaderboard. So you want the leaderboards for like caps? Hold on. Public leaderboards is that if you're looking for how many caps people have, that's going to be for that one. Let me know if that's not what you're looking for, and I'll try to get you whatever it is you're looking for. All right, bottom of the 6th we go here. Tim Gross against Lisa Crockett to start us off here. This is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 batters here for the Whistlers, and a 1-1 pitch on the way is going to be hit out center field. There to make the grab, though, is a center fielder, and that's going to be Lewis Clark with a jogging catch at this point. Perfect. That's what you're looking for? Good. Good. All right, so 3 pitches and an out there for Tim Gross. That's what you want to see. Lorelai Ike is 1 for 1 in the ball game with a walk, I believe. 2 RBIs. She's got Tim Gross's number. And a 2-2 pitch on the way to Lorelai. Popped out to right field. On comes the right fielder, Vlad, and he will get the play. All right, well done, Tim Gross. You've got 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 up, 2 down against the Whistlers, and it'll be all down to Jose O'Reilly. Jose O'Reilly is going to have a 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. All right, 1, 2, 3, go the Whistlers. That's strikeout number 8 of the game for Tim Gross. That's what you want to see for the Cluckers. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Top of the 7th we go, and it's going to be number 2, 3, and 4 batters here for the Cluckers. Again, this is your best shot. This is your opportunity. Take it here, guys. Come on. Get to Randy. Get on him. First batter is going to be Paul Wisen, lefty against the righty at this point. Randy Johnson's got a 3-0 pitch on the way. And Wisen is able to take a 4-pitch walk. Okay. Good start for the inning. That's what you want to see. Paul Wisen gets the walk. Get on that big unit. Oh, man. Phrasing praising, please. Please. It's a PG stream. Vladimir Guerrero is going to be the next batter here in the top of the 7th. Runner on first base. That's a stolen base opportunity here now for Wisen. He's got 4 on the season so far. It would be... You got to be careful. You don't know if you're going to get the greatest jump in the world off of Randy Johnson, but you'd have to get a good one here. Vlad is going to have a 1-2 pitch on the way, and he looks at strike 3. Randy Johnson just overpowers Vlad Guerrero with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Gave him nothing but fastballs the entire at-bat, and that one was a ball, by the way. Ay, that's a little bit of a called strike there against the Cluckers, and they'll have 1 down now, and Danny Smith is going to be up to bat next. The big hitter for the Cluckers has got 8 homers on the season, but lefty on lefty is not his matchup. 1-2 pitch. There goes the runner, and they're going to get the caught stealing on the play. It's not a strike him out, throw him out, but they were able to get the good throw down. Oh, the Cluckers just can't do anything right, it feels like. They just can't get it together. Danny Smith, 2-2 pitch on the way now. And he's going to look at strike 3 on a changeup on the outside corner. Randy has struck out 11. They get the caught stealing. They get the 2 strikeouts. The Cluckers fizzle in the bottom of the 7th, and they are out as we go to the 7th inning stretch. So the only thing I can imagine is that you're trying to steal because you're not sure if Danny Smith can actually hit a homer there. To be honest, they should have stolen during the Vlad Guerrero Sr. at bat, because you do want to get him in scoring position. You do want to get some pressure on Randy. Just somehow, some way, you've got to get something started. However, at the same time, you don't want to run into an out, and you'd rather at least give. But those are your only 2 like big batters that are going to do any kind of damage. So it's just where the Cluckers are just kind of helpless right now. Just they're not able to string together the hits they need. They're not getting lucky at bats. They're not getting fortunate situations. So they end up having to get desperate. And that's usually when you start to see teams steal bases and try to steal when they shouldn't be. So that's usually how it goes. All right. Bottom of the 7th we go. Tim Gross back out on the mound. And Randy Fast Track, the number 9 batter, is going to be the next one up. 99 pitches for Tim Gross and an 0-2 offering on the way. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 9. For Tim Gross, that's number 60 on the regular season. And Tim Gross is trying to keep pace with Randy Johnson, even though he's given up the 3 runs. Robin Yount, the next batter here in the bottom of the 7th. And an 0-1 pitch on the way to Tim from Tim Gross. Smacked out to center. That's going to fall in for a 1-out single. So unfortunately, Robin Yount does get the hit here in the bottom of the 7th. He'll be on first. He now has, I believe, an 11-game hit streak at this point. Interesting. He's had a hit in every single game he's played for the Whistlers. Is that correct? Or is it an on-base streak? Hold on. Is this an actual, like, hit streak? It's an actual hit streak. Wow. All right. It's just been a fantastic season for Robin Yount. He gets on first base, and Tim Gross is going to have Evan Longoria up at the plate with 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch. There goes Yount. Here comes the throw, and they're going to catch Robin Yount stealing. Yount is thrown out stealing. Davis now has his 3rd caught stealing in 32 attempts. Okay, guys, that's how bad it's been for the Cluckers all season, okay? They've only caught 3 people out of 32 attempts at stolen bases. It's just been that kind of a season for the Cluckers, okay? If it can go wrong, it has gone wrong. Tim Gross up against Evan Longoria now. Nobody on the base paths, and 2 down in the inning. 0-2 pitch on the way. And Longoria just does not know how to face off against Tim Gross. Double-digit strikeouts for Tim Gross. They get out of the inning. 1, 2, 3 technically go the Whistlers, and we'll head to the top of the 8th. So again, like I've mentioned, it just has not been good for the Cluckers. They still continue to have a good performance even from Tim Gross. But man, it's just nothing is working. It just is such a shame that nothing is working. Tim Gross has a quality start, 10 strikeouts. He's doing fine, but it's just not enough. That's where having a terrible defensive catcher hurts, among other areas. Well, the weirdest part is that Crash Davis doesn't have a bad arm. Like, his arm is 78. He shouldn't be only catching 3 out of 32. He should be like 10 out of 32 should be caught stealing. So his arm should be his best feature. So that's just, again, where it's like the luck just has not been happening. It just continues to be a problem. Crash Davis will be the first batter here against Randy Johnson in the top of the 8th, and a 1-2 pitch on the way. And the big unit gets another strikeout. 12 strikeouts in the ball game now for Randy Johnson. Up to bat next, J.C. Switchman. Switchman's got a 2-2 pitch from the big unit. Ground ball to the shortstop. Robin Yount picks it up, fires across the diamond, and that'll be the second out of the inning. And the Cluckers just cannot continue to get anything good against Randy Johnson. Maya Woodruff, 100 pitches now for the big unit. He is on pace to finish the ball game. And Maya Woodruff has got a 1-0 pitch on the way from the big unit. Ground ball past the first baseman and into right field. That's going to be a single. Rounding second hard is Maya Woodruff, but she'll hold at first, and it will be a 2-out single for the number 8 batter of the, number 7 batter of the Cluckers. That'll bring up Vic Souffle. 1-0-2 now on the pitch count for the big unit. Runner on first base. That's Woodruff. And the 1-0 pitch is hit out to left field. There to make the grab, though, is Ted Williams. So they got the runner on of a hit for the Cluckers, but that's all they'll get. That's their second hit of the ball game. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. It's still nothing but Whistlers. 3-0. Tim Groves is up to 107 pitches. He might go longer than the big unit, but he may only go 8 innings. That would be a complete game if they lose this ball game, though. Ted Williams, Larry Walker, Butts Carlton will be the batters here in the bottom of the 8th. Tim Groves looking to at least get maybe a baker's dozen, maybe a dozen at least strikeouts. That'd be nice. Full count pitch to Ted Williams. Ground ball to the shortstop. He picks it up, fires across the diamond, and that's going to be an easy out for Tim Groves. It was a full count pitch, but Dante did a good job of the shortstop position, and that will retire Ted Williams. It was 8 pitches, though, to get Ted Williams retired. Larry Walker is going to be the next batter here. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game, and a 2-2 offering. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Tim Groves has 11 strikeouts in the ball game. Again, it's not exactly Tim Groves' fault. He's had a quality start, 11 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 2 walks. He's done his part. He's done his part. The Cluckers offense just has been absolutely silented by Randy Johnson and the Whistlers. And it'll be all down to Butts Carlton here in the bottom of the 8th. And the first pitch on the way is hit down the line and left. That's going to be a 2-out single for Butts Carlton. He's going to take a wide turnaround first base, but hold up there. And it will be, again, a 2-out single for Butts Carlton. Lisa Crockett is going to be the next batter here in the bottom of the 8th. Runner on first base. Again, that's Butts Carlton. Yes, I have to say that name over and over again, don't I? 0-2 pitch on the way, and that's going to be strikeout dozen. Number dozen on the strikeout total for Tim Groves. Number 12, that is going to be a Cluckers single season or single game record, I believe. Tying it is Tim Groves with 12 strikeouts. The 1 hit results in a runner left on base, and the Whistlers go to the top of the 9th, up 3-0. Finley just called the wife pretty. She's having a moment. All right, Lewis Clark up to bat here in the top of the 9th. We're going to have Lewis Clark in the top of the order. So there's a chance for the Cluckers. They'd have to get something started against Randy Johnson and the Whistlers, and they still have Sally Dobbs in the bullpen to be able to call upon if they absolutely had to. Randy Johnson, 104 pitches on the evening, and a 1-1 pitch on the way to Clark. Popped out to center. In comes the center fielder. That'll make the grab, though, is going to be the center fielder Crockett, and that will be the first out of the inning. When my sons were 3 or 4 years old, they proposed to my wife. Them boys have good taste. There you go. Yep. That's when you know you made the right choice, Death from Above, where it's like, okay, even they like the wife. That's good. That's like seal of approval. Dante Robinson is going to be the next batter here. 107 pitches for Randy Johnson. 1 down in the top of the 9th. Do you just, do you try to bunt or something at this point? What do you do here? Dante, 0-2 pitch on the way. And he swings and misses on a Randy Johnson fastball. Strikeout number 13 for the big unit. The Cluckers just can't get anything started. It'll be all down to Paul Wiesen at this point. Paul Wiesen is going to be the final hopes here for the Cluckers to keep the inning alive. They have Vlad Guerrero on deck and Danny Smith in the hole. But it might just be too little too late as Randy Johnson looks in for his 111th pitch. He is trying to get 14 strikeouts and get a complete game shutout, which would be a big one for him. He's been trying to go after Benjamin Abendut all season, and this would be a good way to keep that pressure alive. Paul Wiesen, 1-2 pitch on the way. Johnson is going to get the called strike 3. It is going to be a complete game 14 strikeout performance for the big unit here. It's a 2-hit shutout against the Idaho Cluckers. Well, we were concerned that this would be kind of like what this would be potentially what the ball game would look like. And it was everything the Cluckers didn't want and everything the Whistlers did, in fact, want. The Whistlers are the first ball club to get to 10 wins on the regular season, and a very, very impressive win for the Whistlers. 3-0 is the final score. Randy Johnson outduels Tim Gross. Both pitchers go the complete games. Tim Gross sets the Cluckers' regular season game record for strikeouts of 12. Randy Johnson does not set the Whistlers' record for strikeouts with 14. I believe the number is actually 16 or 15 by Abendut as of last season. And as always, folks, we did, of course, have a contest going on in the background. So if you voted for the Whistlers, you are a winner. Congratulations. The Whistlers take down the opposing squad. And all of you who voted for that get a whole bunch of caps. All of my caps are now yours. Congratulations.